Hi, hello, hi. Let's see. Is everything alright? Sounds like it, hold on. I'm trying a slightly different audio setup here. Ooh. Maybe a tiny bit, lower it down a bit. Maybe a bit more. Maybe just a touch. Alright, cool. I think we're good. Hi everyone. How's it going? Welcome to another bullshit hipster desk gardening stream. Yeah, I did it the other day and I thought it was quite nice, and I do have a few more things to do gardening wise, so I thought I might as well stream it. Yeah, I don't know, it just made sense to me, so yeah, there's a few things that I want to do, so if you would allow me. Madame, your girl dinner is here. So, I'm gonna start off with this, I will explain it in a bit. And then I got these two other things that I started a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, basically, I kidnapped a plant from outside. And I thought I would just stick it in some growth medium and see where that goes. And then I'll also use some moss here. Sorry, I'm just like putting them under a blanket, a moist blanket, just to, you know, just tucking them in, just to, you know, keep them hydrated out of the soil for a while. And yeah, these things I started a couple of weeks ago, but hold on. That's better. Okay, so I collected some moss from outside and I thought I would propagate them and grow them like a small little turf or lawn that I could keep on my desk. But you know, they're doing all right, but they could be doing a lot better, to be honest, in my humble opinion, because I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just sticking some plants on some growth medium and hoping for the best, really. But yeah, so without further ado, let me just put these like damp towels on them, just so they don't dry out or anything like that. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just like hoping things turn out well, like with most things, really. But yeah. So I got some water just to do some washing in, you know, washing some loose bits of soil off the plants and whatnot. And I've got some moss from outside. I would use that to, I don't know, lay upon the soil, you know, just so it's not like bare. And then this is the little plant. I don't know what it is, to be honest. It's just like a weed that was just growing in a plant pot that I just like left growing wild. Let's see. But yeah, let me see if I can get a better picture here. There we go. Feel free to identify this in your own free time. And yeah, and then I got some, I don't know, I got these like leftover sauce containers from like takeaway and whatnot, but they were just like accumulating, and I figured that I would just do this. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, I just got some like extra sauce containers that I don't know what to do with. You know, there's more that I know what to do with, so yeah, why not stick a fucking plant in it? But yeah, without further ado, I am just gonna go right into it. So these will be my tools that I shall be using. I got some tweezers, I got some scissors, and just a general poking implement like a toothpick. So let's see. The coir in this is already damp. It's been moistened. It has been pre-moistened from earlier today. So I'm just like agitating it a bit, loosening it up. Just loosening up the coir. And let's see. I'm gonna be rather delicate with this. I know it's like a weed, and weeds are meant to be like hardy, but let me just like make a little trench for this. Move this aside a bit more, making a little trench. And hopefully this should rest nice and easy. Yeah, you can kind of see like how it's growing here. Its growth characteristic. if I didn't drop it. But yeah, it's kind of like, it's kind of growing in like a zigzag pattern, like, so it's growing up here, goes along horizontally, and then down here. So, I don't know, I'm just like winging it, to be honest. Let's see. I feel like holding a fork and knife, or knife and fork, depending how you say it. Let's see, I might... Because I want this like central in the pot. I'm also being very careful with it. I'm probably like babying it a bit too much. Maybe this is better. So do this. Let's see, give me a moment. Let's see if we could zoom in a bit more. Just clear this up a bit. Right. Gonna manhandle this bit. That's most of it buried. So, actually, it might be better if I bring it over to the side a bit more. Just bury this part, and hopefully that anchors it. Like that. Okay, this can work. This will work. So the idea is that I'll keep the lid open for this. Let's see if I could rotate it a bit. I am trying to pad the core and anchor it in place so it's not like flopping about. Compress it and pat it down. So kind of like leaning in one direction. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm not gonna like brute force it. I'm gonna manhandle it, but not brute force it. Oh shit. I got a bit carried away, I got too gung-ho about it. But at least it didn't fall out. I got kind of obsessive there. Let's be a bit. There, the idea is that it's gonna stand or grow upright like this. I wonder. I'll just do a quick inspection. Let's see. I'm just. I've been like super OCD here. I'm just making sure like the leaves aren't tangled or anything. I'm just like tightening it up a bit. Like nothing is crossing over. There we go, okay. That is looking better. There's a bit of exposed root here, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm just gonna put the toothpick deeper into the soil. Down a bit more. Just gonna clean that up a bit. Alright, I'm pretty happy with the result. Don't know if you could see it, but right over here, there's a tiny exposed bit of root there, but it's so minor, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I wish I got another toothpick. I don't know why I only brought one. But I could improvise. Is there anything else I want to do with this? I'm just setting a foundation here. I think like once I'm happy with how this is arranged, I'm gonna transplant some of the moss onto it. At least that's the idea. I don't know if... I don't know, I just think it's a nice thing to do. I think it would be aesthetically pleasing, as they would say. Let me just quickly tuck this leaf here. I know this is like very minor details, but they're a big deal to me. And let's see if I could bring this toothpick any further down into the coir. And did I do this? Pat it down a bit more. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Right, now I'm gonna move on to the next thing. Let me just tidy this tool up a bit. Let's see. So I got this moss from outside. Like I said, I just took it from a pot that I just had sitting outside with soil, and I just left it alone for ages, and then a nice lawn of moss just came across it. Well, I say it's nice, but it's like the most like feral looking moss ever, but let's see. So I thought I would, you know, groom this moss, I guess, to make it look nice and whatnot, and then I'll transplant it into the soil. Hold on. What would be a good angle? Right, let's try and dissect this. I have never, like, grown or handled moss properly before. So, they're not like plants, they don't have a vascular system, they don't have anything like roots. So... I'm just getting rid of the gross bits at the moment. Turn that up. I don't know my moss anatomy here, I'm just like exploring. So I see like two distinct shades. You got so I don't know if you can see it, but you got like a brighter green patch here, darker green patch here. Sorry, I'm like trying to center this on frame. So this is a lighter patch here, darker patch of green here. Let's see if we could like isolate them. Let's get to the root of this. Gross. I don't know, maybe I do want the stringy bits. Break it up a bit more. I'm gonna try and break it up here. Oh god, that was tough. And scissors. Rock there. Let's see if we can get any nice parts. Good. Let's take a few random strands here. Let's see. There. think I can use this one. This very tiny strand here. Put you aside. God, what a fucking mess. But I'm also trying to keep it all in one place. It's harder than it looks. Big strand here. I guess what I could do is that I could cut the tips off these and transplant them, I guess. I don't know if that's how mosses work, but... That's looking tidier. Take this bit. Take this bit. Leave that. Try these for now before I get carried away. Let's see. Please. Alright, how am I gonna do this? I don't know if I should like bury it, bury bits of it, or what? Oh, there's a big chunk here that I don't like. What the hell is this? It's just organic matter. Feels like a stone. Don't know what the hell that is. Probably a bit of plastic. I wouldn't be surprised. I guess what we could do is snip off the healthy green bits, at least most of the healthy green bits, and then transplant them. I guess we could start off with that. I'm gonna use something a bit more finer. Let's try these tweezers. These are tweezers that I got for like electronics kit. I ended up not really doing electronic stuff with them. But I might as well use these for something. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I have a fan on and it's starting to blow up me and then onto my desk. Right, where is the bit that I wanted to use? Oh god, I hope it didn't disappear. Oh my god, oh there it is. I was afraid for a moment. I'll put it here for now. Man, these tweezers are freaking sharp. Look at that, you can fucking poke someone with that. Okay, let's got these scissors here. But, hold on, let's focus. Let's do one thing at a time here. Maybe we can see it. This piece here. Alright, this is gonna be like one of those things that I'm probably gonna like zone right into. Like I'm doing a jigsaw puzzle or something like that. But please bear with me, I'm doing like some very fine motor control here. This is a very delicate operation. Let's see. Sorry, I'm being OCD again. I'm like bringing my head super close. Because I want it just right. Alright, that was a lot more attention than really than it really warranted. Right, let's see. I'll cut off a longer piece so I'm not like super obsessive about it. Let's get a slightly better grip. So basically, I'm just threading the moss into the soil. I will cut it off at the node. Oh. Do that bit. That bit. to... this one, I'll probably shove it in the side somewhere. Man, it doesn't help that these tweezers are like super precise. Careful, careful. Hello. Sorry, I was like paying attention here. Yeah, this is like a super delicate operation. This is like the tiniest plant I've ever worked with. Have you ever tried growing a plant in a tiny sauce container? If so, do let me know. Oh my god. Well, so far, so good. A loophole? What kind of loophole? Right. We're off to a good start. I don't know if you can see it. Let me find some lighting here. No, that doesn't help at all. That makes it look even worse. Let's see. Actually, give me a second. I might have like a filter on that might be affecting the image. Hold on. I saw you wrote like a massive essay here, but I've got more important things to worry about at the moment. Nah, I can't really adjust the image anymore. There's nothing in the rules saying that you can't ban a moderator, so technically, if someone bought that, they can, but not a moderator. I wanted to bring it up. Cool, incredible stuff. I don't know what to do with this information, but thank you. It really opened up my view on things. Right. It has really widened my worldview. Right, I think I'll shove this bit of moss here. I don't know how if the camera angle is fine or not, but let me just bring it up just like a tiny bit more. There we go. What other bits of moss could I stick in the ground? I will remove this bit here. I don't know if that harms it or not, but... find a nice piece. Grab this piece here, and I'll snip off this piece here. So these tweezers feel like a bit too sharp for my liking. I feel like I'm doing like a hair transplant. What am I trying to do? So basically, I took a small plant from outside, and I'm just trying to grow it in this tiny sauce container that I had lying about in my kitchen. So it's kind of like a tiny, well, it's not really bonsai, but it's a really tiny plant either way. A really tiny plant in a very tiny container. But yeah, I adopted a stray plant. And right now I'm trying to implant some moss into the soil. Just so the soil doesn't look so naked, if that makes sense. Trying to make it look nice is really the ultimate goal here. But honestly, yeah, it's kind of a side quest. I guess you could say that. I don't know. I haven't been doing this for very long. I only like started. I had a very, how do I say it? I just felt the urge to do some gardening again a couple of weeks ago, and then it kind of transformed into this, and I think I might be going down a rabbit hole again. I don't know, these things kind of happen sometimes. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do this in like 6 months or what have you, but it's something to do either way. Yeah, it's something like that. It's something like 3 AM motivation, or like midlife crisis, or something like that. It could be several things. But yeah, it's something else to do other than just like play video games, or draw, or play music, or a bunch of other things. Sometimes you just have to do something different every now and again. And this just happens to be it. Also, it kind of makes me feel like I'm back in the laboratory again. Makes me feel like I'm a student dissecting things again. Isn't that weed? If only it was. I would have smoked it all. I don't think I am. I don't feel like I am at the moment. I've had them before, but no, not today. No. This is a big piece that I want to use, but it's also kind of huge. So I might have to break it up a bit, but here we go. I'm doing moss transplant. Transplanting moss into tiny coco coir. But yeah, gardening. But yeah, gardening, it's a nice activity. It's pretty chill, you don't have to do anything. You can forget about it sometimes. It also just gives you a reason to zone out. It's a nice way to zone out. But like I said, I have no idea what this plant is, but it was just like growing on my plant pot that was growing wild for months, maybe even years. Oh shit. Knocked the microphone there. Let's see. That's kind of what it looks like at the moment. Trying to find some nice pieces again. I don't know how long I want to stream for, to be honest, but this could go on for some time. I don't have work tomorrow, but that's fine. But, excuse me. What if I just, like, tore off these bits? What if I, like, pulled them off like I was pulling wings off a fly? Grr, this is plant sadism, plant violence. Grr. Let's snip this bit off. This is me trying to tame nature. Also, gardening is a lot more environmentally friendly. You don't have to buy, like, pieces of plastic made from crude oil or what have you. You know, you may be buying a plastic anime girl figure, but think again. Think of where that PVC came from. What does it smell like? I don't know. It just... It's not a strong smell. It's a very mild smell. It's very inoffensive. You smell it and you go like... Yep, that's a plant. You absolutely can if you have the willpower and imagination. You can achieve anything with your imagination. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. I mean, think of why an orchid is called an orchid. I don't know if it's an orchid, but no. Plants can be very saucy. Hold on, let me quickly look this up. Because there is... You get plants with, like, very erotic names sometimes. Yeah, there's even one called Clitoria. There we go. And then if you look at it, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I can see why. Stream lagged a bit. Okay, fair enough. I kind of noticed it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my stream's lagging. I'm not downloading anything. At least I don't think I am. Yeah, no. Because, like, plant names, plant families, plant names, there's so many of them. There's so many examples. That's just one of them. There's, like, many inside jokes sometimes. There's, like, inside jokes and Easter eggs all over the place. Right, let's try grab this other bit of moss here. Is it gonna be an emote? What's gonna be an emote? Sorry, I'm like trying to grab this tiny piece here. I'm doing fucking nano surgery. I'm doing nano gardening. Let me just... God, this is so fucking fidgety. God, and it's stuck onto these fucking super sharp tweezers. Victoria flower, maybe. Something to consider. Yeah, I for the longest time I wanted emotes, right? But also at the same time, you needed to be an affiliate to, you know, be able to use the emote feature. But now they introduced the emote feature. After many years, they introduced the emote feature for people who are not affiliate. They don't have to be affiliate to get emotes now. And now I don't even, you know, I spent so much time yearning and then ending up not thinking about it that I don't even know what emotes I want. Grrr. But either way, now that I have access to the emotes feature, the world is my oyster. I'm gonna just like do shitpost emotes maybe, I don't know. Because I didn't used to have like as active of a chat to really warrant it. But yeah, I do need to remember that I do have access to emotes now, after so many years. Which is pretty cool. Hopefully I'm not like damaging these bits of moss as I'm like transplanting them. I'm kind of like, I worry that might be like gripping them too hard. But again, I don't know how hardy these things are. Years. Yeah, no, I started streaming in like 2022. That was when I first started streaming as a hobby. Well, I did take like a year off because I went to university to do postgrad. Which, okay, sure, yeah, okay, understandable, but still. I'm just ripping bits off here. Ugh. This is a tough bit of moss here, what the hell? Yeah, I am going to have to do a Oh. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. You made me chuckle, and now I blew my moss all over the place. What have you done here? I'm blaming you for this. Can't believe this. But yes, I do intend to do like a recap. It will give me a reason to like stream more regularly, I guess. You know, I got this like nice cup of water here to like rinse everything. But I haven't been doing that. It's always chat. That's because it's always chat. It's always their fault. Grr. Hold on. Picking up more bits of moss to transplant. Take that bit. I'll take this piece. Fucking chat. Fucking assholes. I might transplant a bit more. I'm like, kind of like I said, I feel like I'm doing like a hair transplant if I was like a Turkish person. Have you ever had like those Turkish ice cream? Have you ever had Turkish ice cream and the guy fucking steals the ice cream for you? I fucking hate that. Oh, fucking prick. Who does he think he is, taking my ice cream away when... Fucking asshole. Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool track. I have it running on a sampler. Hold on. I don't know if I could show you. I have... The music is playing live through this. It's playing through a sampler. Yeah, it's just playing through a sampler, and I've added a few effects to it. So yeah, this is a new way of providing BGM for my streams, I guess. Man, I have to say, this is coming along quite nicely, if I do say so myself. Yes, it is coming off the sampler I was showing off the other day, yes. So it's kind of like a DJ, it's kind of like my DJ booth. the toothpick is to provide structural support. So if you open it up, this is what you're gonna see. Hell yeah. Yeah, this isn't the original track. I added a few effects, but let me see. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone in case I fuck it up. Right, more moss. I'm gonna transplant more moss. Burp. Let's try and transplant this piece. Hold on, give me a second. I could link you to the original track in a second. Hold on. Oh my god, there's a tiny loose bit of soil that's like 1 millimeter out of place and it's really bothering me. Oh my fucking god. Where is it? Give me a second. I don't think I'm downloading something. Why am I lagging? My internet feels rather sluggish, if I may say so. And then I just copy that, copy this. There you go. That's the original track here. Yeah, I've done this before, right? Gardening? Yeah, yes. But this is like gardening on a very, very small level here. So this is kind of like avant-garde experimental gardening. And I'm all for it. I mean, what is there to lose? Oh shit, I did lose that piece here. Grabbing this. And let's see. Transplant you here. Oh god. Swag. Yeah, I actually kind of like gardening, but I haven't done so in years. And sometimes, you know, things get in the way or you get distracted by other things and then... bleh. I don't know. You just end up not doing it for ages. Man, I'm also going down another rabbit hole where I'm looking at aquascaping. Where you have like an aquarium, but you have like plants instead. And shrimp. Oh my god. And I wasn't interested in them before, but I was like, oh damn. This is kind of cool. I don't know, this is like my version of a model train hobby, I guess. I guess this is what it's transmuted into, I guess. Cut this bit. What, aquascaping? It's like landscaping, but underwater. Hell yeah. Pretty pleased with this. Turning out quite nicely. I might put more moss in this little corner here. It's looking kind of naked. I mean, there's a few pieces here, but they're just not like really prominent, I guess. That's the right word. Yeah, it's that thing. And earlier, I saw like a porcelain version, like the Chinese version, where they just keep it in the plant pot. My mum used to have one, and she's grow like a lotus plant in it or something like that, with guppies sitting in there. There's no like filters needed. You don't need filters. You don't need, you know, any powered mechanical bits. So it's very low maintenance as well. Right, I was trying to get a grip of that. Maybe I'll transplant it here. Man, this looks so fucking sick. Yeah. I don't know, it's a nice part. I liked it. Like, doing that is much better than, like, horoscopes, I guess, arguably. I don't know. Does that make me an Asian mom? I don't think I'm a mom yet. I mean, at least half of me is an Asian mom. I guess. Let's cut that in half. I don't know if that's gonna survive being snipped in half, but I did it anyway. Oh my god. I'm trying to get like... I'm not just like trying to grab it, I'm trying to grab it a certain way. So that when I place it in the soil, I'm just going straight down. I don't have to, you know, go all sorts of crazy angles. Where do I want to put this? I think I'm running out of space here. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm like zoning in again. Or zoning out. One of those things. I'm zoning in this case. Yeah, I have like... I started several plant pots a couple weeks ago. They're still very young, but in the meantime, I could also do this. Do some like bullshit bonsai thing with a plant that I could just steal from outside that's already been growing for a while. I don't have to wait for it to like sprout or anything. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, especially with the the moss plugs. Makes it look like a fucking shitty hair transplant. Hold on, let me like push this one down a bit further. Into the soil. I absolutely am. You know, I got no time for distractions. I got no time for bullshit. Just straight up execution. I am a man of action. I don't have time for reasoning or negotiating or just screwing around, really. Well, to be fair, I do screw around in my own way. watering this part a bit more. Swag. Yeah, I'm kind of. I think I might like gardening on stream. There, I said it. I think I might be enjoying this. Oh my god, that fell the wrong way. Fuck. I don't know which side is which. There we go. Yeah, I guess so. Hold on. It's not easy, like, finding your niche. Because anyone can do this, really. No, before I studied like microbiology, and then I used to work in laboratories for a while, and I kind of feel like I'm working with a bacterial culture, kind of, in a very, very vague way. Kind of feel like that. Yeah, this looks pretty cool, if I do say so myself. I think I'm okay with this. I'm gonna leave it for now. I'm gonna put that to the side for a moment. I'm gonna leave it on my desk so I can admire it. But then we have this thing here. So the idea with this one is, let me just tidy up a bit. Oh God. So basically, I had some extra soil and bonsai soil, and I thought I would get some moss from outside and do the same thing as I was doing here. And I thought in a week or so, the moss will grow very quickly and make a nice lawn, but that hasn't happened. It's not doing too badly, but it could also be doing a lot better. It's looking kind of barren. And at one point, I overwatered it. At one point, and then all the ground fungus came to the surface, and it looked all fuzzy and white. And well, it's totally normal for soil to have fungus, but to have it like be so damp that it has to like escape to the surface is not a good thing. So it's kind of dried out. It's not doing too bad. I kind of like chopped up some moss and just dumped it on top, threw some moss on it and hoped for the best. And it's doing, like I said, it could be doing a lot better, to be honest. So I don't know, I might do that off stream. And yeah, it's not, well, on the surface there is bonsai soil. It's meant to be like volcanic rock. Those are what the white bits are, the grey bits. Yeah, they do tend to keep growing after a while. And this one here, this one's a... Hold on. kind of the same idea here, but not as unhealthy looking. So that's a bit of moss here. It should look more like a moss ball, but it was in worse shape than I thought. So I might have to like dissect and trim the dried up brown bits off. But there's still like a healthy patch here, and apparently it's still growing. These weren't here before. But it's doing alright. Could be doing better, but the idea is that I would grow a nice lawn of moss, and then I could grow Mimosa pudica, those plants that you touch and then they close up. I really love those, so I was hoping to be able to grow that, but I think it's gonna be a while. I do have it growing. I do have a pot full of mimosa seeds in a kimchi jar, an old kimchi jar. So I'm waiting for those to sprout, and then once they get growing, I'll transplant them into this. But in the meantime, I was gonna use a toothpick to aerate the soil here, but I kind of use a toothpick now. The toothpick's giving this plant here structural support, so there's not much I can do about that. Yeah, these things I could just do off stream because it's also getting quite late. Yeah, it's a plant. It's. I just wanted to see what I could get away with. I reckon I could get away with growing plants in an old kimchi jar. It's working so far. It's just a jar in the end of the day. I'm not doing like serious gardening. At least not super serious gardening. That poor kimchi jar. No, it's growing some nice plants. It's growing those sensitive plants that close up when you touch it. I love those. With the fuzzy purple flowers. No, I made sure to eat the kimchi. I ate all of it. I made some fried rice with it even. Hold on, give me a second. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Ah, fair enough. I don't know how long I want to stream for. I kind of like transplanted all the moss I wanted onto this. I guess I could go on for a bit longer, but I don't know what to do here. I guess I could transplant more of this moss here. I do have this like nice super long bit here. Let's see. Let's do this. I will put that here. I will put this to the side. And let's see if we can get some nice bits of moss. Hold on. The bits that I won't use are gonna go in here. God, I could go for some fried rice right now. That'd be pretty dope. Okay. What I want to do is clean up this bit of moss here. So I'm gonna knock off the dried bits of dirt, or maybe even separate them. This bit's entangled. Whoops. Drop my fucking tweezers. put that to the side. I guess I could tear off the bits on the side. You can go here. Alright, let's see. Gonna dunk in the water. Beep, beep, beep. There we go. Nice and hydrated. Put this to the side. Ugh. Guess I can get rid of this bit. It's kind of gross. That. Oh, you can't see it, but I'm turning off bits here. So hopefully I could rehabilitate that really shallow pot I have with these new transplants. Or at least make it prettier. It's calling it rehabilitating is kind of dramatic. More dramatic than it really needs to be. Yeah, I studied biology. I was a big biology guy in school. And then I did my undergrad and postgrad in it. So let's get rid of that. I'm just turning off the healthy green bits. Surely this is resilient enough. Yeah. Fine, I'll take this tiny scraggly bit here. Yeah, sometimes I wish I studied something else. Sometimes, but oh well. Let's see. Just doing a test plant here. Okay, that kind of worked. I don't know, I sometimes wonder like, oh, what if I say like engineering or architecture? I would have liked architecture, I think. Let's see. Like, it's nice. I don't know. It sounds nice on the surface, but then you learn about academia sometimes and how it works, and you're like, oh, okay. Like some of the innovations it comes up with, that's pretty cool sometimes, for better or worse. But it's also, I don't know, I worked in both research and commercial / industrial. Commercial / industrial is like, well, I guess it also really depends, to be honest. I worked at like a super corporate industrial sort of setting and I didn't like it. But then again, maybe they didn't exactly care that much about their microbiology department. And a bunch of other things that don't really immediately come to mind at the moment. This bonsai soil at the top here, it's very loose and it's not making transplanting very easy. So I might do that off stream instead. But I got some nice bits here. I feel kind of bad tearing all of that off and not doing anything with them. I guess I could transplant more. Yeah. You can't really do biology as like an independent business, really, I don't think. It's not a field where you could be really artisanal about it, unless it's like botany or something. Gardening is just botany, really. Botany, aquascaping. This is like a less intense version of biology, I guess. This is nice, chill biology. Alright, I'll transplant more of this into the soil here because it's easier. Right. I will transplant all these bits here and then I'll end the stream. I think that'll take up enough time. I think that's a good use of time. Or something. Let me just tidy up a bit. That can go away. I won't be cutting anything, I don't think, so I'll put the scissors away. Yes, indeed, I am saying I'm an artisan. I do have a rather distinguished taste, if I do say so myself. Hell yeah. If you didn't agree, I would have banned you. Let's see. That away. There we go. Nice, tidy workspace. These are like super sharp tweezers, has like a little tiny dent at the end. I'm gonna transplant you here. Oh my god. Yeah, everyone has to agree with me for once. Yeah. It would be awesome. Man, if everyone agreed with me, the world would be a perfect place. A bit more. That's the root. That's the exposed root that I'm not going to do anything about. I'm just going to leave it there. God, these like tiny fragment of cocoa coir keeps sticking to the fucking tweezers. Like, get the fuck off, man. Right. I'm gonna do this. Put it here. Oh, that was a very awkward spot to put it. There it goes. It's looking kind of packed now. Well, it's starting to. I don't know. You can't quite see it. I think this is the top end. Oh my god, this is so fucking fidgety. Fuck's sake. There we go. You can go here. Or not. Ugh. There you go, that's good enough. Or is it? Ugh. God, I'm like doing like 3 fucking things at once. Holy shit. I still have plenty of moss to go. I'm like tucking this one behind right underneath the stalk here, right beneath the toothpick. It's like a very awkward place, but it's also looking kind of empty. So that's a bit of moss here. right up against the wall. Does it still grow along the wall there? I think so, because it doesn't use roots. I think, I don't know, I forgot what they were called, but it's not like roots, but they're like super primitive roots. It's like hairs. They're so delicate that, yeah, they don't need to like latch onto anything. It can grow in all sorts of surfaces. So I think it'll be fine, to be honest. Plus, it's such a tiny bit of moss, to be honest. I'm not too worried about it. I think it will be fine. I'm pretty optimistic about this one. Now that I know a thing or two. I don't know, it grows like super shallow. It doesn't need like deep soil or anything. At least most don't. I don't know. They grow on the surface of soil and sometimes under the water, as far as I know. And maybe on other plants, I don't know. But this is like a whole can of worms. This might be like controversial or something, I don't know. It's up for argument. It's like it's a very controversial subject in the moss community. It's a highly debated topic. Tamp it down with something. Tamp the soil down. Oh my fucking god, I fucking dropped that. Yeah, maybe I could. I do upload VODs onto YouTube, but yeah, I just upload VODs onto there at the moment. But and I also got a separate account for like non-VTubing stuff that I kind of want to do more with, but I'm not too sure what. I kind of want to do like live action stuff sometimes. But I feel like if I VTubed or do animation, that might pigeonhole me into one certain way of doing things when I could do other things as well. Like I've made like music videos and whatnot, like very small ones, but I didn't do much with that. You know, just like without the whole avatar thing that you do with VTubing, just actual show my face, that sort of thing. You know, just like shitposty stuff in real life. Yeah, or just whatever I think is funny, or, you know, nothing serious. Just whatever I think is cool or funny. Yeah, nothing serious. I guess. Sorry, I'm like trying to figure out where I want to place this. I honestly think I've stuffed as much moss as I can in this fucking container here. It's pretty studded. And it's only gonna grow out over time. Pretty happy with this. Yeah, not bad for a fresh pot. And I didn't even have to grow this, you know, it was already growing outside and I got it for free. You can get, guys, you can go outside and grab plants for free, right? You can grab them, you can tame them like Pokemon, and you know, like, it's like Pokemon, but there's like thousands and millions of species, you know, it's free, it's free most of all. It grows in the fucking dirt. Holy shit, that's fucking amazing. You absolutely can, yes. Things grow outside, in the dirt, for free. And sometimes it rains, and they like it. All they ask is for a bit of rain sometimes. Incredible. And there's so many different types out there. There's like more species of plants out there than there are types of Pokemon. They come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. No way. No freaking way. No, here's the thing. Just have a pot of soil. Don't touch it. Don't touch the soil. Something is gonna grow on it sooner or later. Just have an empty pot of soil. Don't put anything in it. Just leave it in rainwater. Just leave it out in the open, and something's gonna grow in it, and you can't claim responsibility for it. And it's fine, because you didn't touch it. You can just leave it alone for ages. You can just wild grow. It's wild farming. Hold on, let me just quickly check something. I kind of want to like do more of this off-stream TBH, and I feel like I've kind of done enough with this thing. Excuse me. And I could save the moss. I'll put like a damp towel over them, just to keep them, you know, moistened. And yeah, I might do this another time. Well, I'll definitely do like an update stream. But I think I might wrap up, to be honest. I want to go to sleep. It is 7 in the AM, but I still don't have work, so that's fine. I don't have work for a few days, which is pretty dope. I wonder if there's anyone I can check out. Alright, cool. Yeah, like, I don't really plan out my streams or anything. I'll just plan whenever I feel like it. But now that I'm doing this whole gardening bullshit, it will give me a reason to do, like, update streams and whatnot, I guess. But yeah, looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to when all my shit fucking grows. You know, God knows when. The clovers that I'm growing outside on my balcony have sprouted for a while. They're going, you know, they're growing quite nicely. And the beans, got some French beans going. Looking forward to those. And yeah, who knows what else? But most of all, I'm looking forward to the Mimosa pudica, the shy plants. Those plants that close up when you touch them. I love those very much. And I hope to be able to grow plenty of them. But yeah, I'm just gonna raid into this person here. And yeah, I don't know the next time I'm gonna stream, but hopefully it won't be too long until then. And yeah, until next time, take it easy and good night. Bye, 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 take it easy, thanks for stopping by, bye, 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 good night, bye, bye, see you later, bye, bye, good night, bye, 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 take it easy, bye, bye, see you later, bye, bye, good night, bye.